What's going on, everyone? Hinterland Customs. Been a while. Been a long while. About 8 months, according to the channel. Feels like a year. Um, I'll try to make this short, but yeah, life's gotten in the way, um, and I just haven't gotten stuff built. That's about it. But I will say, I was thinking. I understand that about Chris Cortel passed away a few days back, and I was sitting there thinking about it before this video. I was thinking about how I can't really make a lot of excuses. Family and health can always be something that gets in the way, and those are things that happen. But there's a lot of other days when I could have been in here building and just wasn't. Um, and I think about Chris because everything Chris was going through, like going back to I think it was 2017 when he's going through some cancer treatments and stuff. It was really touch and go, and it was amazing how many times he bounced back. He just would be right back in this chair, in his chair, making a video and building models, talking about the subjects that he was passionate about with the genres and everything. So yeah, I can't make a lot of excuses. So yeah, it's just been slow going for me. But my thoughts, and everything go out to his family and his friends. I know a lot of people out there are hurting. I didn't know Chris real well. Like I talked to him a few times, mostly when we did the cancer support build when he was fighting cancer back in. I think Fred Henry said that was 2017. And our conversation was just I built the NPC dragster, and anyway, it was I put some things on it just like this that say believe. That was one thing I put. I don't have the body of it is somewhere here, but the body, the cab that goes over the interior housing there, I had some inspirational thing on it too. So, but Chris knew it was the thought that counted. We just chuckled because I said I picked the wrong kit because that kit was kind of a bear to get through. It had some flash and fit issues. It's an old MPC kit, so it came with it came with a lot of headaches, especially for a guy like me that had never built a dragster before. So it was a different build for me for sure. But anyway, yeah, I was just sorry to hear he passed away. I was really hoping he'd just bounce back again like he always did, and then this time it just didn't happen. So I like seeing some of the things that others have said out there. I've been watching your videos, and I'm sure his family really appreciates it too. So anyway, with that said, rest in peace, Chris. This plane, I'll just talk about it real quick. This is the Tamiya 148 scale Brewster B339 Buffalo, and is for the Pacific Theater. I didn't know much about this plane, and that's one thing I love about this hobby, even though I haven't been at the bench much the last year. I really like digging into something maybe that I don't know anything about, and I'd never built this plane before. I didn't know much about it, so it was originally built, I think I read, like the U.S. built a bunch of them in 1940, and the Royal Air Force had contracted with them or something to get some over there. And then, anyway, so there's different markings. You've got some U.S. markings for the Navy, and then you've got Royal Air Force, and then you've also got the New Zealand fighters. And so I did the British camo and then went through all the markings for the New Zealand fighters, which the main thing is the dragon on the side. That's theirs. That denotes the New Zealand fighters. But I did that because I have a friend from New Zealand, Adam. He's out there in the community, does mostly Facebook, Instagram. We crack jokes once in a while. But anyway, when I first met him, he was building KV tanks, and that's what I was getting into, of course. So he's a great plane and tank builder. He doesn't give himself enough credit, but I think he does some amazing work. So anyway, I did that because like I said, he had a friend from New Zealand. So the second part of it, though, was that we had the Warts and All Skill modeling page. It was they had a Pacific Theater group build, and I was excited about it because I'd done a lot. Everybody in military modeling, we do a lot of European theater when it comes to World War II, and there's a lot of stuff you can cover in the Pacific Theater, and there was even just the list of hardware. I call it hardware, but list of vehicles like tanks, planes, soft skin vehicles, gun armaments, you name it. There was a ton on there that you could pick from, and that's one thing about the admins of that page. It was always good. You know, I got to give a shout out to Michael Campbell at Cohen Scale Modeling, because they would list this group build, and then they would put, here's all you have to pick from. You don't even have to ask. We're going to give you a list, and here it is. Now, the funny thing is, of course, there was always one guy that would post some picture of something that was not on the list and say, hey, can I build this? And it had like nothing to do with anything. And a couple of times, but I got a chuckle out of that. I was like, man, did you not read the post? But I was just something to laugh about during times when a lot of us aren't laughing very much, you know. But they did a great job with that page. And I was bummed to hear it was closing down. They just ran out of, they just didn't have the time to keep up with it. And the admins didn't. And I get it, you know, because I would have loved to have volunteered and kept it going, but I didn't have the time either, as you can see. So, yeah, because you get a lot of pages out there Facebook-wise. This isn't a rant, but it's just, you know, being in the community now long enough. You know, I joined back up, 2015? And then everything really started shifting where you had these Facebook group pages. And I don't mean you guys talking like that have your own page, like Jeff Cianelli has Jeff's Model Garage. I don't mean ones like that. There were these ones, generic ones, that would have, most of them were military ones, and there were some cat fights on there, and just a lot of man drama, and it was just, and the admins really were poor. Like the admins were just, they couldn't have managed tying their shoe, let alone manage a page. You know, it was just kind of a mess, and so those are the ones I just leave them, and you know, I could probably handle it differently. You know, just try to look past everything, look at the model being built, but I don't know. There was just someday I was just like disappointed, and I was like, yeah, you guys don't know what you're doing. But these guys that did Warts and All Scale Modeling page, they knew what they were doing. And it was, yeah, it was a fun page. We had several thousand people that had signed up in just a few short years. I think it was less, I want to say it was less than 4 years maybe. Seems like the Kursk 75th anniversary edition, that group build, the Kursk group build, we had a page for that, and then when it ended, they just turned the page into a scale modeling page. And the second part is they were great to invite other people, like invite anybody to put anything. It didn't have to be military, you know. And I thought that was cool. And you know, one of the admins said, I'd love to see more cars on here. So I think that was neat. But anyway, yeah, good page. But you know, it happens. You know, time. You know, we never have enough of it. We always wish we had more of it. Life has changed a lot, you know, for a lot of us. You get, and then you just try to, I don't know, I guess you try to bounce back. I guess you try to figure out how to make things work and how to fit things into time. And again, I guess going back to Chris Cortel, you know, he was able to find time to be at the bench. So if Chris could have found time, I should probably try to do that too a little more. Because I do miss it. I do miss building, and I just gotta get more organized maybe, and gotta get some things straightened out so that I'm getting more things built and not taking 8 months to build a little Tamiya prop plane. So anyway, I think I've talked enough. Last but not least, I got to give a shout out to a couple friends that were coaxing me along, that knew I was struggling and try to get stuff built. James Duff of the Stash Report, and Garrison Gregg of Garrison's Scale Model and Diorama. I probably screwed up his channel name. But both great friends, you know, coaxing me along. I know Garrison's going to be pretty stoked that I made a video, because I think since we've been friends over a year or something, I don't think he's seen me build like one. Yeah, he's seen me build like one thing. He's built like 1,000 things since then probably, but kudos to him. Him and his family. He got out of the U.S. Marine Corps and moved across country to start his life. And after the service, and then James is a great friend, because James is one of those guys that will just text me every 12 hours, you know, and say, have you built that plane yet? And I ran out of excuses, you know. I was like, nope, I haven't built it yet. And or we'd be talking about something else, whether it was something in the news maybe, or weather or sports or whatever it was, a subject that, you know, we did to pass the time. And then he'd just be like, hey, I don't hear you talking about building that plane. So I get a kick out of it. I really do. But it helped. You know, it helps to know, like, man, if I don't get this built, they're never gonna stop asking me. So I better get it built. So yeah, I'm hoping in the future I can get more built. Anyway, you guys take care. I hope you all have better days ahead. I hope we all do. You know, and we'll just see how the year turns out. But in the meantime, I'll try to get back here more. I'm still watching your videos as much as I can. And hopefully, yeah, I can get some. I got a couple projects lined up, and I just need to bear down and do them. So, everyone, take care out there. I'm going to sign off. Hinterland Customs. Until next time.